with something that's a little on the easier side, but still pretty unique and creative nonetheless, and that's custom image overlay charts. So in the data visualization exercises workbook, head on over to that first green tab, the image overlay charts tab, and we'll see what we're working with. And as you can see up here, we've got just a few data points to work with. This is basic fundraising results. We have a user entered value for dollars raised in cell A2. We've got a goal of $10,000, and then dollars raised and percent to goal in column C and D, both of which are calculated based on A and B. And the idea here will be to create something that's a little bit more unique and a little bit more creative than your standard 100% stacked column. And to do that, we're going to integrate our own custom graphics. So I've built out two examples here and inserted them into the worksheet. We've got a thermometer and a thumbs up icon. And you can use anything you choose. Just keep in mind that no matter what type of graphic you're using, make sure that it has some solid opaque background and some transparent area where you want the chart to shine through from behind. So as you can see, if I right click and bring my thumbs up icon to the front, same case here. It's got a solid opaque white background with a transparent area just within the outline of the thumbs up itself. So let's go ahead and get started and actually insert a stacked column. I'm going to select A1 and A2, control select C1 and C2. That gives me my dollars raised and dollars remaining. I'll insert 100% stacked, swap the row and column. That way I have both my series stacked together on the same column. And now we do a little formatting. So I don't need the chart title. I don't actually need the x-axis. This orange box is my dollars remaining box. This I actually don't want with any sort of solid fill, so I can choose no fill, no line. For my dollars raised series, let's give it a solid fill with a nice dark red, kind of classic thermometer color. And at this point, what's important is that I drag it over and align the 0 and 100% marks with the thermometer icon. So I'll just do that manually. That looks like a pretty good alignment. And then once I've done that, I actually don't even need this y-axis anymore. You can choose to keep the grid lines or lose them if you want. In this case, I'll just keep them. Last thing I want to do here is just right click, format the chart area. I don't want any area fill or chart border. And now finally, if I adjust my data series, I can reduce the gap width just to make sure that the series is as wide as the entire chart area. So I've boiled this down really into just a single rectangle that grows based on the value in cell A2. So I'll shrink it down to what I need and then just shift and drag over and right click, send to back. And so now it's basically behind or obscured by my thermometer graphic, and the only area that shines through is the piece of my graphic that's transparent. So I'm almost there. The last thing I need to do is just fill in this little bulb here at the bottom, which is actually below 0%, so it's not technically part of our graph. I'll just go into Insert, Shape, grab the Oval tool, and if I hold Shift while I'm dragging this out, I can adjust the size. And I'm going to overlay it right on the bulb there. Let's give it that same red fill and no line. And we'll right click and send this to the back as well. And there you have it. Now as the user changes this value in A2, let's say now they've raised 5,800, our stacked area climbs and it makes it appear as though this thermometer is increasing in temperature or growing up to that 100% goal. So here we go, we've got 8,100, 2,350. Super simple, but kind of a nice creative effect that most people wouldn't think to do in Excel. And now what I can do is just, it's kind of tough to access this, so I'm going to drag my overlay out of the way just so I can select my chart. I'll press Control C to copy it. I'm just going to make a duplicate version of it, and then I can drag my chart right back over. And I'm going to use this one as my source for the thumbs up since it uses the exact same data. Why don't we just change the color of the fill to a light green. And in this case, let's get rid of our grid lines and we'll spread it out a little bit. And basically what I want to do here is rescale it a bit, again, so that 100% hits just the top of the thumb and 0% is right here at the bottom. So I can test it out just by typing in 10,000, just so that it's clear exactly where my top is. It looks like that will get me right there. Bottom, as you can see, is aligned, so that looks good. Now it's just a matter of stretching this out to fill the full shape. Right click, send to back, and there you have it. So let's try plugging in some values here in cell A2. How about 2,500? There you go, it's about a quarter filled. 5,000 obviously gets us halfway. 6,682 will get us a little further. And there you go, two different examples of putting your own creative spin on a relatively simple stacked